$250 speeding ticket might look like a small mistake, but for a CDL driver, that one citation can quietly raise your insurance costs and put your job at risk. In this video, I'm going to show you how insurance companies evaluate traffic violations, why CDL drivers face employment consequences that regular drivers don't, and how a single citation can follow you for years in ways you never expected. Hey, Mark Bigger here. I'm an attorney who grew up in a family of professional drivers, racked up plenty of miles, and got my fair share of tickets. So I started fighting them. It turned out I wasn't too bad at it. Now that's all our firm does in court. If you've got a ticket and you want to speak with an attorney who you can trust, give us a call at 661-859-1177. Let's start with something every driver deals with, but few truly understand. How insurance companies decide what you pay. How do insurance companies evaluate traffic violations? Insurance companies are in the business of calculating risk. When you get a traffic violation, they see statistical evidence that you're more likely to be involved in an accident, which means you're more likely to file a claim, which means you're going to cost them money. The response is simple: charge you more. Most insurance companies check your driving record when your policy comes up for renewal, which typically happens every 6 months or annually. When they see a new violation, they recalculate your premium based on the type of violation, how recent it was, and how it fits with the rest of your driving history. Not all violations are weighted equally. A minor speeding ticket, say 5 to 10 miles an hour over the limit, might increase your premium by 15 to 20%. A more serious speeding violation, like 20 or more over the limit, could push that increase to 30 or higher. Reckless driving, DUI, or at-fault accidents can double or even triple your rates. Here's what makes this particularly painful. The increase isn't a one-time penalty. It applies every time you renew your policy for as long as the violation remains on your record. In California, most traffic violations stay on your MVR for 3 years. Some violations, like DUI, stay for 10 years. Although insurance companies can decide to only have you pay inflated premiums for 3 or 5 years instead of the full 10 years for serious violations like reckless driving. 3 years is almost always the minimum. Let me put this to you in real numbers. If you're a regular Class C driver paying $1,500 a year for insurance and you get a speeding ticket that increases your rate by 25%, you're now paying an extra $375 annually. Over 3 years, that's $1,125 in additional premiums, plus the original fine, plus any court costs. A ticket that seemed minor suddenly represents a significant financial hit. A 50% increase for a relatively minor ticket is not uncommon. For drivers with multiple violations, the math gets worse. Insurance companies view patterns of violations as evidence of consistently risky behavior. A second violation within a short period doesn't just add another percentage increase, it can push you into a high-risk category where standards insurers won't cover you at all, forcing you into specialty insurance that costs 2 or 3 times what you were paying before. Why do CDL drivers face stricter employment consequences? For CDL drivers, the insurance impact is just the beginning. The employment consequences of traffic violations are far more severe because commercial driving is a professional activity regulated by federal safety standards. When you're a company driver, your employer carries insurance on you. Every violation you receive increases their insurance costs, not just yours. Insurance companies evaluate trucking companies based on the collective safety records of all their drivers. If you're adding violations to their portfolio, you're making their insurance more expensive, and they're going to respond by either disciplining you or letting you go. Many trucking companies have explicit policies about violations. Some terminate drivers immediately for serious violations like speeding 15 over, reckless driving, or any hours of service violations. Others use a point system where accumulating too many violations within a certain period triggers termination. These policies exist because carriers can't afford to keep high-risk drivers on the payroll when their insurance premiums and CSA scores suffer as a result. For owner-operators, the stakes are even higher. You're paying your own commercial insurance, and those premiums are already substantial. A single violation can increase your monthly insurance costs by $500 to $600. Over the 3 years that violation stays on your record, you're looking at $18,000 to $21,000 in additional insurance costs. For many owner-operators, that's the difference between a profitable business and bankruptcy. Even if you don't lose your current job, violations affect your future opportunities. When you apply to a new carrier, they pull your PSP report and see your complete violation history for the past 5 years. Many companies have automatic disqualifiers. If your PSP shows certain types of violations, your application gets rejected before you get it past first base. How can a single citation affect future job opportunities? The long-term career impact of violations is something most drivers don't consider when they're deciding whether to fight a ticket or just pay the fine. But the reality is that a single violation can close doors for years. Let's say you're happy at your current job and you're not thinking about changing jobs. You get a ticket, you pay it, and nothing immediate happens. But 2 years later, your company gets acquired, downsizes, or goes out of business. Now you're job hunting, and every carrier you applied to is pulling your PSP. That ticket you didn't think mattered is now the reason you sometimes get rejected. The hiring manager sees a violation, checks against their policy, and your application goes in the rejection pile. You never get the chance to explain the circumstances or demonstrate your actual driving ability. Even within your current company, violations affect advancement. Drivers with clean records get assigned to premium accounts, newer equipment, and higher paying routes. Drivers with violations get whatever's left. Over time, that difference in assignments translates to thousands of dollars in lost income, even if you never technically lost your job. For drivers who haul specialized freight, the consequences can be even more direct. Shippers of hazardous materials, high-value goods, or sensitive cargo often have their own driver requirements that exceed what carriers require. A violation that your employer tolerates might still disqualify you from the loads that pay the best. This is why fighting a ticket is almost always worth it, even when the fine seems small. Fine is the smallest part of what a violation costs you. The real costs are the insurance increases, the employment consequences, and the opportunities you lose over the following years. Traffic ticket isn't just a fine you pay and forget. It's a financial event that affects your insurance premiums for years, and an employment event that can cost you jobs, routes, and income. For CDL drivers, the consequences are even more severe because commercial driving is held to higher standards and tracked by a federal system that employers monitor constantly. If you received a traffic ticket and want to know how you can fight it, give us a call at 661-859-1177. We offer free consultation to help you understand your options. Don't let a simple ticket turn into a bigger headache. Let us guide you through the process and fight for the best possible outcome. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more practical legal advice. Tap the next video to keep learning and stay ahead of your next ticket.